Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is going to be a face-to-face chat, but we are going to do something a little different today. Doing the true crime every day sometimes weighs on my brain. So I thought I would start doing some different things maybe. And today we are going to talk about an article that I found on the Huffington Post, how to nicely signal to people that the party's over. You know, given that it's the holiday season, people are hosting parties. So first, let's chat for a second. The arbitration, we had it yesterday, and let me tell you, adding an hour to it, I wouldn't have thought would have been so exhausting. But it absolutely is, because we're starting an hour earlier, which means I'm having to get up an hour earlier to get all my stuff done, get these videos done, all of that. So it is a long day by the time I am done at 7:15. Yesterday, normal day. I mean, can't get through a day without some kind of frustration with this case. But we did find out some more concrete scheduling things, and we're going to know a schedule going forward on Friday, because so this Saturday, we are not working, but my boss wants us to do software training for an hour or an hour and a half. And I told her yesterday, I'm brutally honest with my boss, right? I told her that I think it's a waste of time, because the things that she is pointing out to me on a daily basis that the team is not doing isn't software training. It's awareness training. I don't even know what it would be. But she's insistent. So there's an hour and a half of my life on Saturday that maybe I'll learn something new. I'm going to try to have a different attitude going into it. But I said, you realize it's kind of a hardship to ask people to do this training on Saturday when we've worked all week on this arbitration, and then we are working next Saturday. So from here to the end of the year, we're starting an hour earlier. They took December 21st off of the calendar, which is awesome, because that means the week of Christmas, we do have the entire week off. So that's going to be a nice break. We are working the 18th, which is a Saturday. So we're working 4 hours. So I'll be working from probably 9 until 1:30. And I have a massage that day. I was able to reschedule that to 5 o'clock. And Bill's going to be hunting that day. So, but it doesn't matter. That would have been a day where I could have just done what I wanted all day long. And then on New Year's Eve, it is going to be a short day. They don't know how short, but it's not going to be a full day, because it is fucking New Year's Eve. And we weren't even supposed to work that day. But we are going to be concluding this arbitration in February. The panel has no dates in January. So on Wednesday, this Wednesday, they are going to come back with dates. They said including weekends. And the attorneys have to agree on what dates. It's about a week. It's about 5 days that are being proposed to be added to the calendar. I mean, eventually there has to be an end to this. There has to be an end. So I suspect that I'm going to have some time off in January for sure. I know she's taking off January 20th to the 25th. But that falls over a weekend, I think. I'm pretty sure it does. But there will be more, like, I know, like, the week after, the first week of January, I'll probably have off. But okay, so it's going. But you know what? I literally just, I tell her, I said, you know, every day we have this is just draining and exhausting. And 2 of the team members yesterday in the group message was like, oh yeah, sometimes it's a pain in the ass, but I like the steadiness of it. So I paused for about 10 minutes before I typed my response, because I'm thinking to myself, is it really necessary for me to say what I'm feeling I want to say, right? So what I came back with was, I understand you guys seeing it that way. I said, but if you had our boss in your email every day, calling you on breaks every day, I said, this, every day we have this is tedious, exhausting, draining, because I am also going behind everybody, checking comments, checking audio, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's just, they don't have to do any of that. They don't have to do any of that. So, yeah. But can we just fucking get through the end of December? Let's just get through it. Seriously. I can't believe that Christmas is in 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks from Saturday. Yeah. My mom let me know, was it yesterday? No. Saturday. I think it was Sunday. My brother is not coming to Christmas Eve because of COVID. Not that he has it, he's just being cautious on his end. So now I'm going to have to mail their gifts. And I'm not in any rush to do that because, first of all, I got to get a box. I don't have a box big enough yet. And with the arbitration, I'm not fucking setting foot in a post office on a Saturday. So what I'm probably going to do is get there. I'm going to try to get there when they open, like on the 20th, and mail their gifts, or even after the holiday, even the beginning of January. I might even do that. Might even wait to do it until then. They don't care. Yeah, I might do that. So yeah, it's just exhausting. I'm exhausted. I know I need to get to bed earlier, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so I am reading, I'm almost done, another book. It is called For Your Own Good, and it's by Samantha Downing, I think is the name. And it's about a prep school and people start dying, and it's one of the teachers that's behind it. And it's just, what I like about the book are the short chapters, because it makes you just go blah, 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 blah. You know, I read most of it at night in my hotel room at the retreat. So, but I do have a new member to the channel, Jamie Fisher. So Jamie, thank you so much. And I do want to just thank everyone who is still a patron, has joined the channel. A lot of you have rejoined, so I very, very much appreciate that, because everything helps, absolutely. And I did receive a gift yesterday. I know I need to get to my P.O. box. I haven't been there in a couple weeks. It is just, I wish I would have tried to get a P.O. box closer to my house. The UPS store that's close to my house wasn't open though when I got the P.O. box. But anyway, so Sandra, who has been an online friend for a few years now, she bought me something off of my Amazon wish list. This is a desk calendar that I'm going to be using in 2022. And it's based on the book, you know, Unfuck Yourself. Yeah. So it says, BS-free, tough love motivations will help propel you toward life mastery. From New York Times bestselling author Gary John Bishop, this daily calendar showcases reminders and advice from his direct personal development books, Unfuck Yourself, Stop Doing That Shit, Wise as Fuck, and Do the Work, with half the quotes all new to the calendar. So I will probably start incorporating these, reading these maybe at the end of my videos, because I'm hoping in 2022, once the arbitration is done, I'll go back to the Stitch with Me's and the Diamond Paint with Me's. I know some of you miss the diamond painting. I haven't diamond painted, it's been like a month, because I just, in the evening, I just sit down to stitch. And, yeah, I'll get back to it, I promise. So I'm going to try to start doing those again. In the new year. And okay, so How to nicely signal to people that the party is over. So I am not a lover of hosting parties. We had a 4th of July party one time, and we had Bill's daughter's birthday party here once. It's work. You're cleaning your house, you're setting up, and then you're having to clean up. And a couple years ago, now my mom started a tradition, because everyone has found, once we were adults and out of the house, of getting together on Christmas Eve and exchanging gifts with her, because then the next day, you know, we used to go over my grandparents, and it was just too much to just run around all day long. So for a long time, we went to my mom's house, and she would make all this food. We would have dinner, visit, exchange gifts, go home in a reasonable time. Then she got tired of doing the cooking, which I completely understand that. And she started taking us all out to a restaurant. So we would meet at her house first for like an hour and exchange gifts. And then we would all go to a restaurant and then go home from the restaurant. Well, then my grandparents got sick, like really sick. And my mom was like, I can't go to a restaurant and then have one of them call in the middle of dinner and I have to leave. So that last year, before my grandparents passed and before COVID happened, my mom asked me, would I mind hosting? She goes, I'll buy all the food. She went to like our local grocery store and got like meat trays and vegetable trays. She goes, I'll bring all the food, the plates, the napkins. You know, all you have to do is just literally just have us in your house. But that still was work, because, and it was like 10 of us. So I had to pull out, Bill set up an extra card table and a bunch of chairs. And I had put Christmas music on the TV. But it's just the fact that my mom was pissed when she got here because they didn't have the food ready when they said. And so she comes in and she's already like a whirling dervish, right? So helping her set up, and then we're eating and then exchanging presents, and then it's time to clean up, because I'm the kind of person, I'm not leaving that until the next day. So I spent half of the party, I felt like, up in the kitchen figuring out who's taking what food, cleaning up, and by the time I sat down, my feet hurt, my back hurt. Like, there are friends of Bill's. Well, I mean, they're friends of mine too, but it's Bill's, like, one of his best friends. They host this huge Christmas party every year. And we were supposed to go this year. It was supposed to be this Saturday. The whole family has COVID. Yeah, so that party is canceled. And during the summer, they have pool parties every Saturday and Sunday. It's exhausting thinking about that. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. Because they have this really big in-ground pool, and then once it's football season, somebody's over there every Sunday watching football, and I'm just like, I want my weekends to myself, personally. But yeah, I can't, no. But if you are someone who does host a party, so this article is by Brittany Wong, and she asked her readers what they do when they're hosting and they want their friends to leave. So the holiday party season is upon us, which means now is as good a time as any to discuss a classic hosting conundrum. When the party is dying down or you're just ready to go to bed, how do you politely signal to your guests that you really like them to go home? So everyone has their own thing, right, that they want to do. So most people start cleaning up because most guests will get the hint and leave. And honestly, most people don't want to help clean up, so they're gonna be out. And she posted this question on Twitter and got a bunch of responses. So one person says they just start putting away food and pull out a big trash bag. Most get the signal, some help clean, others get the glance when engaging in conversation. And afterwards they say, I'll come out to see you all off. It's been so good to see you. Then they're encouraged out the door. So others, now this, I read this article, I glanced at it briefly before doing this video. I found this one really funny. They say others are fond of a wardrobe change to signal the end of the evening. So someone said, I know it's time to leave my friend's apartment when he puts on this specific red pair of basketball shorts. Okay. And someone else says, when you want everyone to leave, come out wearing your bathrobe. He said, that means get the fuck out of my house. And then if you're a parent too, like, you know, using your kids, right? So someone says, yeah, have a kid and then always use them as an excuse. And someone else said that they simply just invite people to stay, but I'm going to bed. They say, I'm going to bed. If you need to crash, there's blankets in the hamper. Stay as long as you like. And no, I don't want people sleeping all over my house. And someone else says, in the Midwest, slapping your knee saying, well, and then standing up usually gets the process going, at least if your guests are fellow Midwesterners. And someone said, there's a store-bought sign you can buy that says, please leave by 9, like a happy birthday banner. It looks like banner. And someone said, I need this sign for every party I have from now until I die. Now, some people don't want to appear outwardly rude. And yeah, I get that. So hosts never want to appear as though they are pulling the plug on an event that everyone is thoroughly enjoying, nor does a host want to make guests feel that they've overstayed their welcome. So one of the prime directives for any host is seeing to the comfort and enjoyment of all guests. Flicking the lights on abruptly, like in a bar does, or playing the song closing time over a loudspeaker runs fairly contrary to that goal. So ideally, guests check the time and sense the party is over without you having to nudge them. As a guest, the rule of thumb is that you don't want to be the first to leave and you don't want to be the last. Now, I will admit, I have no problem being the first person to leave. Many times when we go to this friend's house in the summer, because we were over there, I want to say 3 different times. And once it was twice in 2 weeks in a row. We leave early. We're like 5, because we get there usually like 1 or 2, like 5 or 6 we're out. They'll party until 3 in the morning. No. So we're usually the first to leave. I have no issue with that. I don't have any problem with that. And see, these people know us, so they know. Like, they're not shocked when we leave first. So, but when it says, when people are having fun at a party, they tend to lose track of time. And still, though, if you're the last one at a party, it's an indicator you're not reading social cues. So, someone says, they say to their guests, it's been really nice to have all of you here together tonight. I am getting a bit sleepy from the exciting evening and I'm going to have to call it a night. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I look forward to seeing you again soon. And if it's a fairly big party, and I noticed this is more of a trend with kids' parties, they recommend sending out an invite. And most people will send out a Facebook invite now, which is an easy way to invite people because they can accept or decline, indicating the start and end time. So if people have the end time in mind, you know. So someone else says, honestly, one of the lovely things about British invitations is that they include the phrase carriage is at, which means to me, like back in the day, right? 1800s, early 1900s, when people took carriages to this stuff, their carriages would be lined up outside to come take them back home. Kind of like when you went to prom and you had a limo, right? So yeah, they include the phrase carriages at along with the time so that it is clear in advance when the party will be over. So for instance, carriages at midnight means be on your way by midnight. So, but in the moment at the actual party, I think the best strategy came from this other person on Twitter. She relies on an end of the night group picture to subtly encourage her friends to scram. Turn all the lights on, make everybody stop talking, make them all get into a big awkward group picture, and then you just start saying goodbye. That's actually pretty genius. So here are some other ideas that people left on Twitter. So someone says, they tell people, I'm going to bed. If you stay, please do the dishes and make breakfast tomorrow. That's hilarious. Someone else said, when I was a kid, a relative wouldn't leave a gathering that started in the early afternoon. So at 11:30 p.m., my dad just turned to him and said, well, I'm going to bed now, and walked upstairs. Okay, that's blunt but efficient. Someone else would say, I would ask them, so what else are you all getting into tonight? Like, yeah, that's a signal too. And this person says, my dad used to leave a piece of paper prominently on the kitchen table with cooking times that would say 1 p.m. stuffed breads and cheeses, 2 p.m. grilled vegetables, 3 p.m. mussels, 4 p.m. meats, 5 p.m. desserts, 6 p.m. cleanup, 7 p.m. get the fuck out. That's so funny. Someone else said they tell their people the evening went very well, didn't it? And most people just say, like, I'm going to bed. Do you remember the Seinfeld episode where George, Elaine, and Jerry went to a party in Long Island, which was a stretch. George had driven, and then he wound up going home with a woman from the party, and Jerry was like, oh, we'll get a ride, we'll get Kramer. Well, Kramer lost the directions, and it was like 2 in the morning, and the host was like, I'm not going to bed with these people in my house. And the husband was like, just calm down. And then Kramer finally showed up and scared the woman. She's like, that's it, I'm going to bed. Yeah. That was a funny episode, though. They're all funny. So in college, this person says, my friend used to play Purple Rain to let everyone know it was time to go home. Your Uber is outside. Like, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, some people would, and the last one I'm going to read, which is the last one of the article, someone would say, I would get up and say, did y'all get the spreadsheet for the cleaning game? As in saying, you're going to help me clean or you're going to leave. Yeah, most people, I've never really had an issue though. Like, the couple of times we've hosted things, it hasn't gone extremely late and we haven't had to kick anybody out. So tell me your experiences down below. Are there anything different that you do to end a party besides the ones that I've read? I'll be very curious, and I'm sure my viewers will be curious as well. So this year, we're not going to any holiday parties, except my mom is having something on Christmas Eve where it's basically just going to be me and Bill, I guess, my mom and stepdad, and my sister. Since my brother's not going to be there, my uncle will be there. And I don't know if my stepdaughter and her boyfriend or will stop over, but yeah. So let me know down below. And I hope you guys like this little change of, scenery for the video. So as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I hope you all have a great Tuesday. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.